Welcome into Game 2 of our doubleheader coverage, and it's 1 versus 2. The River Mocs and the Squeeze. Mocs 19-1 on the summer. Winners of 15 in a row. The last loss, though, to the Squeeze, who enter at 14-5. These two have locked up their place in the postseason. We all know where they're going to be. Mocs are the 1 seed, Squeeze the 2 seed. But tonight it's about pride. Who wants to take the rubber match in this series? Game 1 went to the Squeeze, a thriller 3-2. Game 2 went to the Mocs, 8-2 last week. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to our coverage here at Lakewood Ranch High School, along with our producer, Javier Nunez, and the rest of the Stream Live Tampa team. I'm Gray Robertson, and we're very excited to bring this matchup between these two teams. It has been fascinating to watch it play out from the first time they faced off to now, the final time in the regular season. But I would be frankly quite surprised if we don't see them play one more time, even after today. Let's get to the starting lineups for both of these squads. For the River Mocs, starting off, it's Mac Leonard, who is certainly in the MVP conversation. She seems to get on base every single time she comes to the plate. 2-hole hitter Ari Quinones. Lizzie Schubert bats 3rd. Chinny Jansen in the 4th spot. Alyssa Mullis batting 5th. Emily Erickson bats 6th. Kaylee Erickson bats 7th. Gabby Benson in the 8th spot. Maggie Turgo batting 9th. And trying to turn it all around in the 10-hole, Claire Ginder. They will face in the circle the righty junior from Northwestern, Kenna Wilkie out of Braidwood, Illinois. On the summer, Wilkie a 3.69 ERA, a 6-4 record. She's gone 41 2/3 innings, 25 hits, 22 runs, 16 earned, 31 walks, 59 strikeouts. A power pitcher, she'll throw any pitch in any count. Mid to high 60s pace, fastball change, rise, drop curve. Her change has been iffy at times, but when it's on, she is dynamic, and she is a complete bulldog in the circle. She does not want to give up anything. And a couple weeks ago, Coach Hernandez, head coach for the Squeeze, Mario Hernandez, trying to take her out of a game. She said, no, this is my game. She'll fight as long as she can in the circle. She's gone 2 innings against the Mocs here this summer, gave up 2 hits, 3 runs. They were all unearned, 1 walk and 2 strikeouts. Here we go. 1 versus 2 for the final time here in the regular season. Is it the final time in the inaugural FGCL year? We won't know until next week. Starting off with Mac Leonard, who takes a first pitch strike. Leonard out of Normal, Illinois, the Week 3 Justin's World of Softball Player of the Week. At the plate, hitting a ho-hum 500, 30 for 60. 16 RBI, 4 homers, a triple, 5 doubles. Her OBP is at 583. Here this week, she's 5 for 7 with a couple doubles and 3 runs batted in. And against the Squeeze, 3 for 6 with an RBI and a home run. All in all, there is a reason why Mac Leonard is one of the first you think of when you talk league MVP. But she's behind 1 and 2 to Wilkie. The 1-2, swing and a miss. And Kenna Wilkie starts off the day with a strikeout of Mac Leonard. In the field for the Squeeze, outfield of Cadleb, Johns, and Wolf from left to right. Stormy Kotzelnick at 3rd, Megan Ricks at short, Summer Baker at 2nd, Nikki Cochran at 1st, and Taylor Johnson behind the plate. Here's Ari Quinones in the 2 spot tonight. Takes it for a called strike. Quinones out of Washington. Sophomore last year for Heather Tarr. That one misses outside, 1-1. Quinones hitting .356 this summer. 11 RBI, 2 homers, 4 doubles, 433 OBP. 3 for 7 this week with 3 runs scored. He's also had a solid bit of production against the Squeeze this summer, and trying to get some more there, but just fouled it off. Against the Squeeze, 2 for 6 with an RBI and a double. Also walked once. Quinones steps back in. Kenna delivers a 1-2 change that just missed. I think she would have had her if that had found the zone. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Quinones gets a piece. Remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, there is a game going on the other field. If you were watching Game 1 of our coverage, then I referenced that it started right as the Slice and Fast Pitch U game was ending. Over there, it's Lynx and Impact. Give you an update on that in just a moment, as that game is quite critical in the FGCL standings. Another 2-2 to Quinones, another foul ball. Top second, it is 1-0 Impact over the Lynx over there. Lynx, with the FPU loss, moves back up to 6. Fast Pitch U dropping to 7th in the league. They can move right back up to 6 if the Impact beats the Lynx. Another 2-2, and on the hands, fouled off. Another 2-2 pitch from Kenna to Ari Quinones. Another foul ball as the battle continues. This will be pitch 9 of the at-bat. That one in play. Wilkie takes a couple steps back and makes the catch for out number 2. But here is Lizzie Schubert, the league leader in runs batted in at 24. She's also got 7 homers, hitting .410. I'm just waiting until I tell you what she's doing this week. That went out of play. Lizzie Schubert out of Waycross, Georgia, junior for Stetson. 2018 ASUN All-Freshman team was the Week 1 Player of the Week from our friends at Justin's World of Softball. For good reason. She might be in the running for Week 5 Player of the Week. Schubert on the year, 25 of 61. Again, .410 average, 24 RBI, 7 home runs, a triple, 6 doubles, a .486 OBP. Against the Squeeze, 3 for 6 in 2 meetings. Week 5, pretty darn good. Give you that after this pitch. Week 5, Schubert is 4 for 5 with 4 runs batted in, 2 home runs, a walk, and 3 runs scored. And now she's ahead against Kenna Wilkie. Two-one is up in the air. Out to right on the run is Jordan Wolf. A couple steps into foul territory for out number 3. Heading to the bottom of the first. Scoreless. River Mocs and Squeeze. We'll see if the Squeeze can strike with their potent bats at the top of the order as we head to the bottom of the first. Well, folks, we'd love to hear from you. So tweet me at Gray, Gray _Robertson. You can tweet at @OutOfTheBox_pod. You can comment on the Facebook. You can comment on the Streamlive Tampa Twitter. So many ways to watch. I think it's also on YouTube right now. You can comment there. So make sure you say hello. Tell us where you're from, who you're cheering for, why you're watching or listening, what you're doing. We'd love to hear from you. The River Mocs are a loud people on social media, so I'm sure we'll hear plenty from their fans on Facebook and elsewhere. We're here at Field 2, heading to the bottom of the first. Here's the order for the Squeeze. Leading off, Stormy Kotzelnick. Jordan Wolf will bat second. Taylor Johnson in the 3 spot. Nikki Cochran, one of the most productive players in the league, cleaning up. Megan Ricks will bat 5th. Alexis Johns in the 6 hole. Kenna Wilkie bats 7th. Abby Stewart hits 8th. Jordan Cadleb in the 9 spot. And Summer Baker will bat 10th against the starting pitcher, the freshman from UCF, Maddie Davis. Native of Jacksonville, Florida, Davis on the summer, a 3-1 record, a 1.75 ERA, 32 innings, 26 hits, 9 runs, 8 earned, 8 walks, 23 strikeouts. As they try and somewhat clean off home plate, give the scouting report on Davis. She's got change, curve, screwball, rise ball, drop curve. Her go-to is the changeup. That's key. When it's on, she's on. Swing and a miss pitches. The curveball. Rise can be a little wily at times. And now she opens up against Stormy Kotzelnick. Ball 1. To the incoming freshman, going to play for Heather Tarr at Washington out of Carmel, Indiana. Been to Carmel once in my life. Played Crooked Stick, I should say. Golf club up there. Kotzelnick hitting .468 this summer. 20 RBI, 5 homers, 2 triples, 10 doubles. .485 OBP. But this week, a little bit more relaxed at the plate. 2 for 8, couple RBI, couple doubles against the Mocs this summer. 1 for 6 with a double and 4 strikeouts. Way out in front of the change. 1 and 2. Kotzelnick steps back in against Maddie Davis. Got her looking. Backwards K to start off for Davis. 1 down. Defense for the Mocs. Turgo in left, Jansen in center, Benson out in right, Emily Erickson at third, Schubert at short, Quinones at second, Leonard at first, and Kaylee Erickson, the other Erickson sister, behind the dish. Here is Jordan Wolf, or Wolfie, as they call her. Takes it high for ball 1. Wolf out of South Elgin, Illinois, junior for Louisville. 292 average this summer with 5 RBI, 4 doubles, 382 OBP. 3 for 8 this week with an RBI. 2 for 5 with a double in the series. Takes it outside, 1 and 1. We have seen throughout the day, especially on this field, the outer edge of the zone has been given. And as I always say at Alabama, and I'll say it again here, we don't ask for perfection, we ask for consistency when it comes to the strike zone. That one, past Davis, slow roller to Schubert. She misplayed it. See how they score it. I'm going to have to toss the E6 out to Schubert. And that sends Wolf to first with the power duo stepping up. For Schubert, that's error number 4 this summer. Here's Taylor Johnson, junior out of Wisconsin. She'll be a senior next year. Wisconsin, one of the teams, I think, as far as I know, Power 5-wise, the only team that outright said no waivers to the seniors in the spring sports. So really great softball players like Kayla Conwent, Caitlin Minns, they are homeless right now. See if they find somewhere to play next spring. Johnson out of Beecher, Illinois, 2018 Big Ten All-Freshman team member, hitting .417 this summer. 16 runs batted in, 8 home runs, tied for the league lead with Riley Ludlam of the Slice. .444 OBP. This week, 6 for 10 with 5 RBI and 2 home runs. Also a double thrown in there. Ooh, that one just missed. 2-1. Against the Mocs, 2 for 6 with 2 solo home runs. Those were both in the first meeting. 3-2 win for the Squeeze. It was back long ago in week 2. Got a hold of the change slightly. 2-2. One out here, bottom 1. Wolf at first after the error. 2-2 to Taylor Johnson. Swing and a miss. Chase the up pitch. Second strikeout for Davis. 2 down. But here is Nikki Cochran. Possibly the most productive offensive player in the league. She's hitting .460. She's got the highest OPS in the FGCL. She takes strike 1. OPS, on-base percentage, and slugging percentage combined. The OBP is at .557. She's got 7 home runs, 18 RBIs, 6 doubles. And this week, 5 for 10 with 5 RBI, a home run, and 4 doubles. Every hit this week for Cochran has been extra bases. Cochran on that team that's going to play the USSSA Pride. We didn't talk about it much in the first game. Address it more in this one. So Cochran gets a piece. Got some comments coming in. We'll sort through those in just a moment. Here, 1-2 to Nikki Cochran. Davis taking her time. Time called. And that one hits her. Cochran will head for first. And now 2 on with 2 out here in the bottom of the first for Megan Ricks. Ricks takes strike 1. Megan Ricks, the incoming freshman, going to play at FGCU out of Winter Haven, Florida. On the summer, 283 average, 6 RBI, a home run, 3 doubles, 389 OBP, 4 for 8 with 2 runs batted in this week. Just missed, 1-2. Wolf at second, Cochran at first. Megan Ricks at the plate, trying to keep it going. In the air to right. And just out of reach for Ari Quinones. 1 and 2 battling once again. Third meeting this summer. Just missed on the outside. 2 and 2. Swing and a miss at the change. And other than an error and a hit by pitch, Maddie Davis strikes out the side. We're through 1. Scoreless game. Mocs and Squeeze heading to the top of the second. And we'll get to some of the Facebook comments and hellos. Maggie Turgo getting a shout out from Brian. Terry Davis Brockenbrow cheering for the Mocs. Diana Roby cheering for Wolfie. Cindy Benson, usual viewer, saying mock on. Alicia Lester pulling for Ricks and Summer Baker. Meemaw Mudd, hey from Louisiana, go Mocs. Ooh, throwing the GEAUX in there. Well, as the Alabama fan here, I'll just let it slide. Last year was a good win. Michelle Transu watching from Binghamton. And Janine Erickson saying mock and roll. So as per usual, the Mocs getting excited. We'll step aside as we head to the top of the second. Scoreless game. River Mocs and Squeeze. Heading to the top of the second. Scoreless game, 1 versus 2. 4-5-6, 2 up for the Mocs against the Squeeze. I talked about the U-trip, I guess we'll say. Not to be too on the nose, but we've got a group of 19 from the league going to play with, against the folks from the USSSA Pride over at the Space Coast. 9 of those people are in this game. That'll be July 22nd through the 24th. Tickets are available, I think, on the USSSA Pride Twitter, so go check that out. FGCL's Twitter account's also said some things. Jenny Jansen sees a first pitch ball. Jansen out of Warrenton, Maryland, junior last year for the Salukis of Southern Illinois. 2020 preseason MVC selection, first team all-conference in 19, and I have to assume, considering she was hitting over 400, was in the running for Player of the Year in that league. If it weren't for his first, was he a 1-0, goes high 2-0. If it weren't for people like Nicole Newman, who was throwing literal no-hitters in conference championship games. This summer, Jansen's hitting .317 with 11 RBI, 2 homers, 3 doubles, .379 OBP. No one gets away. This week, though, Jansen just 1 for 6 with an RBI, 0 for 6 against the Squeeze with a couple strikeouts. (3-0) to Jansen. 3-1, I beg your pardon, now 3-1. Popped up. Wilkie on the run. She makes a catch for out number 1. But now Alyssa Mullis, junior out of Georgia Southern from Juliet, Georgia. .352 average this summer with 16 runs batted in and 5 homers. Takes it low for ball 1. She also got 4 doubles, couple walks, 9 runs scored, 375 OBP. This week 3 for 7 on RBI and a double. 1 hit against the Squeeze this summer, but that was a 3-run homer in the 8-2 win. Way out in front of the change, 1-1. And again, fooled by the off-speed, 1-2. Oh, wow, got her looking on the low change. 2 outs here at the top of the second. Emily Erickson will try and keep the inning alive against Kenna Wilkie, who so far is spinning it well. Emily Erickson spins that one out of play. Senior out of BYU from Phoenix, Arizona. 238 BA this summer with 10 RBI, 2 homers, couple doubles, 304 OBP. This week, 2 for 7 on RBI and a double. Against the Squeeze, hitless in 5 attempts. She has walked once. Change misses high, 1-1. One and two. Wilkie stands in against Erickson. Gets a hold of the off speed. That one might drop, and it will. The Bermuda Triangle. Base hit for Emily Erickson. And with 2 outs here from the top of the second, the Mocs have a base runner. Emily Erickson just threw the bat out there. And it was too deep for Ricks at short and right in between Johns and Cadlib in center and left respectively. And now the other Erickson, Kaylee this time, will step in, see if she can keep the second inning rally going. Erickson, the freshman from BYU, sister to Emily, hitting .271 this summer, 8 RBI, 4 homers, including 2 in the last game against the Squeeze. All time in the series, 3 for 7 with 3 RBI. This week, 2 for 5 with a walk. Just missed, 1-1. Over to third, that eats up Kotzelnick. The throw to first is not in time. E5 on Kotzelnick, and now 2 are aboard here with 2 out in the top of the second. Infield meeting in the circle for the Squeeze. Got a pair of Ericksons on base and Gabby Benson stepping up. Quick update on the other field. Bottom 3, 1-0 impact over the Lynx still. Lynx are the home team in that game. Keep you up to date on what's going on over there. Georgia State product Gabby Benson, the sophomore out of Buford, Georgia, at the plate with 2 on and 2 out. First pitch from Wilkie. It's low for a ball. Benson on the summer, 14 of 43, 326 average, 12 RBI, 4 homers, a triple, a couple doubles, 431 on-base percentage. This week, 1 for 5 with 5 RBI, a home run, a walk, and a couple runs scored. And against the Squeeze, 2 for 4 with 2 walks and 2 strikeouts and a run scored. As Johnson and Wilkie have a chat. Meeting over. Benson steps back in. Wilkie's got the sign. Gives it to her. 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Wilkie's got it. 1-2 to Gabby Benson. Oh, wow, that was delayed. Got her looking. Third strikeout for Wilkie, and that does it for the top of the second. Still scoreless as Kenna Wilkie digs her way out of a jam, and we head to the bottom half of the inning. Squeeze coming back to the plate, trying to end the 15-game winning streak for the River Mocs. To the bottom of the second, it's 6-7-8 for the Squeeze. Scoreless game. Johns, Wilkie Stewart for the Manatee Squeeze, going up against Maddie Davis, who faced 5 batters, struck out 3 in the first. Wolf reached on an error. Cochran was hit by a pitch. Now we'll see what the back half of the Squeeze offense can do. Ball 1 to Alexis Johns, sophomore out of FIU. Panther that hails from Sarasota, Florida, 2019 Conference USA All-Freshman team member. Having a really, really good Week 5. 4 for 9 this week with an RBI. This summer hitting .370, 20 of 54, 3 RBI, 4 doubles, a .404 OBP. Basically a second leadoff for this team in the 6th spot. Lays down a bunt. Erickson to first in time by a step to retire Johns. 1 out. Now it's pitcher versus pitcher. Ken Wilkie will step in. Wilkie hitting .396 this summer with 12 runs batted in, 2 homers, 3 doubles, .463 on base percentage. This week, 5 for 8 with 3 runs batted in. Against the Mocs, just 1 for 5 for the Braidwood, Illinois native. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Laura Turner tweeting in saying, you know the Mocs are going to win on World Snake Day. I did not know that. That's terrifying. Enjoy the River Mocs. Don't love snakes at all. Outside to Wilkie, 1-2. An actual River Moc greeted me down here in Florida. I would just say sayonara. I'll catch the results on Twitter. I'm heading home. Wilkie gets a hold of a change. Over to Schubert. That's off the glove. Tried to backhand. A long throw is not in time. And that is another error for Schubert. Over at short. Wilkie just flung the bat out on the changeup. Poked it in the one spot it was going to be really difficult for Schubert to get to. And the backhand did not work. And with 1 out, a base runner is on for the Squeeze. And Abby Stewart. Abby Stewart out of Clemson, the designated A today, the extra hitter. Freshman for Coach Rittman last year out of Snow Camp, North Carolina. This summer hitting .195. Couple runs batted in. She's had a double. That was this week. .283 on base percentage. Quickly though, behind 0-2. Little outside, 1-2. I've talked a lot about it. If you've watched the previous Mocs games we've streamed, you know, but just so impressed by what Coach John Rittman is doing at Clemson. First-year program in 2020. Obviously, to have your first season ever cut short by a pandemic, that's not ideal, but Clemson was doing really great things before the season was shut down, including beating Georgia at their brand-new, beautiful softball facility on campus. Selling out, I think, every home game. Full count to Stewart now. That was a really big storyline, other than all the upsets we got in 2020 softball. The growth of the ACC. It used to just be Florida State. Not anymore. Now you've got Virginia Tech, Duke, Clemson. A conference getting better year in and year out. Somebody who knows about that conference, the assistant coach for the Squeeze, Carson Gordon, over there in the first base coaching box. National champion with the Florida State Seminoles in 2018. Played for Cocha, Lonnie Alameda, from 16 to 19. Payoff to Stewart is low. That's a walk. And now 2 on, 1 out for the Squeeze here in the bottom of the second. Carson Gordon coaching with her pal Mario Hernandez, head coach for the Squeeze, volunteer assistant at Jacksonville. Mario chatting with the next batter. 2 up, Jordan Cadleb. little bit of stress here for Maddie Davis in the second. Mocs have only given up 3 runs in this inning all summer long. It's the best of any innings in regulation. And there for a strike to the South Florida Bull, Jordan Cadleb, redshirt freshman out of Wesley Chapel, Florida, from Pasco High School. Her dog Mags, nicknamed Squeezy Mags, the mascot for the Manatee Squeeze. On the summer, hitting .244, 6 RBI, a couple home runs, .311 OBP. This week 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Against the Mocs, 0 for 4 with a walk and a run scored. Here she is with 2 on and 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Out in front of that one, that's a fair ball. Wilkie will head on home. And the Squeeze strikes first on the Jordan Cadleb base hit. RBI number 7 for the South Florida product, and the Squeeze leads it 1-0. Not sure what took so long out and left for Turgo to get the ball in, but something delayed her, and that allowed Wilkie to come in and score. And the Squeeze has got the lead for Summer Baker, who swings and misses at the first pitch. Baker, the freshman, out of Florida Atlantic from Haines City. 3 for 32 this summer, an .094 average, but she does have 3 runs batted in and a double. Strike called. Against the Mocs, she's 1 for 5. This week, 0 for 3 with a walk. On deck is Stormy Kotzelnick. Entered today with, I believe, the second best batting average in the league. I'd have to look as Baker swings and misses for out number 2. 4th strikeout for Maddie Davis. But back to the top of the order with 2 on for Stormy Kotzelnick. Kotzelnick struck out looking in the first. Ooh. Change got her. 0-1. Mentioned in the scouting report the change was key for Davis. It has worked so far. 1-1. Kotzelnick, 20 RBIs so far this summer. Member of the rare 20 club here in the FGCL. Only a couple have gotten there. That one's straight up in the air out to right. Heading over and making the catch is Benson to retire the side, but the Squeeze is on the board. Jordan Cadleb has the RBI single to make it 1-0 through 2. Mocs will try and answer as we head to the top of the third here in Game 2 of our doubleheader coverage. To the top of the third Squeeze leads it 1-0 over the Mocs. Two up for the River Mocs, top team in the FGCL standings. It's 9-10-1, Turgo, Ginder, and Leonard against Kenna Wilkie in the circle, who so far has given up a hit, no runs. She has not walked a batter, and she struck 3 out, 2 of whom struck out looking. Maggie Turgo, the Western Kentucky Hilltopper, steps up. She hits that one over to Baker at second. Very quickly, 1 down. Get to Turgo stats when she comes back up. And we'll go to Claire Ginder. Incoming freshman going to play at Furman. 1 for 4 this week with an RBI and a double. Hitting 200 this summer with 3 runs batted in, a home run, 3 doubles, 273 on base percentage. Facing Wilkie for the first time today, and she takes a big cut there. 0-1. Chases the rise again, 0-2. First meeting between these two, it was Ginder who was at the plate with runners on second and third in the 7th. Down 3-2. Jenna Green got her out on basically a pitch like that. Chases the rise. And quickly 2 down here in the 3rd. But back to the top of the order, and something of note. Second time through, the Mocs offense might be the best in the league. Here's Mac Leonard. Struck out in the first, a rarity. 10th, excuse me, the 11th time she struck out, but a lot of those were early in the summer. Haven't seen nearly as many recently at the plate. 2-0. This will be the one Leonard wants. Leonard will be part of the home run derby on Saturday. In fact, we've got multiple participants in the home run derby playing in this game. Nikki Cochran, Taylor Johnson, Mac Leonard, Lizzie Schubert, half the field. Also in that, Maddie Banks, Haley Lee, Sarah Longley, Riley Ludlam. That's at 5 o'clock Saturday here at Lakewood Ranch. $10 at the gate to come in, watch that. The Coasties, which I will be hosting. I promise not to make too many bad jokes. And then the All-Star game, which has, of course, plenty from both of these squads. And we're taking our time here. Now we're ready, but 2-1 to Mac Leonard with nobody on and 2 out here in the top of the 3rd. Three and one. Three one now. In the dirt. That's a walk. First surrendered by Wilkie today, and Leonard is on with 2 outs here in the top of the third. Have to wonder if her hand was starting to slip. It was Gabby Plain-esque, how long it was taking between pitches right there. Going to the Ronson, going to the mud, wiping her hands a lot was Kenna Wilkie. But now here is Ari Quinones trying to keep the rally going. Shows bunt, lays it down. This will be a tough play. Wilkie's there, and there's no throw. Beautifully done by Quinones. Just died in the dirt. And it was too far for Johnson. It was really right in between Wilkie and the catcher, Taylor Johnson. And now 2 on with 2 out for Lizzie Schubert, the RBI queen. She is 0 for 1. Flew out in foul territory in the first. Here she is, though. People on base for the first time. Strike 1. Leonard at second after the walk. Quinones at first after a beautiful bunt single. And now Lizzie Schubert, the 0-1. Nice job by Johnson holding on to that. 1-1. Change, kind of off the knuckle of the bat. Ricks to first. In time. Michaela Transu, the head coach for the Mocs, wanted first baseman Cochran off the bag, but no call made, and that'll do it. Schubert misses a chance to drive in some runs, and the Squeeze will look to add a couple more. 1-0 Squeeze headed to the bottom of the third here at Lakewood Ranch. Well, the sun continues to set on the regular season. We've got one more day tomorrow as we head to the bottom of the third here on this Thursday. It's 2-3-4 due up for the Squeeze, leading at 1-0. Wolf, Johnson, Cochran against Maddie Davis. Jordan Wolf reached on an error in the first. Here she is facing Davis. Over to Schubert in time. Much cleaner work by Schubert, who's already had 2 errors today. 1 down. Over on the other field, they're in the top of the 5th. 1-0 still. Impact and Lynx. Jensen Howell working a 1-hitter right now for the Impact. She had the tough loss of a slice yesterday in our morning games as Taylor Johnson takes a strike. Johnson struck out in the first. Johnson hits that one well out to center. But Jansen right in front of the fence makes the catch for out number 2. Now Nikki Cochran, hit by a pitch in the first. Just improving the OBP, which entered today at 557. Again, as I mentioned, highest OPS, on-base percentage, and slugging percentage in the league. Takes it for a first pitch strike. Change misses, 1-1. It's 1-0 squeeze thanks to a Jordan Cadlib RBI single in the second. Here we are in the bottom of the third. Just crossed about 10 minutes ago the 8 o'clock Eastern timeline. Didn't miss that by much. 1-2. Two outs, base is clear. A little too far outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Waits on the change, out to left. Falls out of the reach of Turgo. Swing and a miss. Davis gets the strikeout. That's number 5, and she retires one of the best offensive players in this league. We're through 3. 1-0 squeeze. Mocs heading to the 4th. It's been a good inning for them all summer. See if it's good again. So they trail it 1-0 here at Lakewood Ranch. Four, 5, 6, 2 up for the River Mocs as we head to the top of the 4th. 1-0 squeeze. So far, a pitcher's duel. A little bit of sloppiness here and there. We've had 3 errors in the game already. And that is compared to the 3 combined hits we've seen. Both teams have left 4 on base as well, so pretty even, but so far the difference, the Jordan Cadlib RBI single for the squeeze in the second. It's Jansen, Mullis, and Erickson over here getting things going against Kennewickee. Quickly over on the other field. They are through 5 now, still 1-0 Impact, headed to the top of the 6th over the Lynx. Jansen popped out in the second, back to the pitcher, Kenna Wilkie. First pitch, off speed in there for a strike, 0-1. This one certainly has the feel of that first meeting between these two, that 3-2 win for the Squeeze back in week 2. But I will say, since then, the Mocs offense, much more explosive. They're averaging just under 7 runs a game. I'd have to imagine that's closer to 8 or 9 in the last week or so. This week they've won twice, 8-5 over the Lynx, 11-4 over the Pioneers. That one right back to Wilkie. She will underhand to Cochran for out number 1. Now Alyssa Mullis struck out looking in the second. Feels like the Mocs just need some kind of shot in the arm, something to wake them up right now. But the fourth inning has been magical this summer, outscoring opponents of the Mocs 28-5. Easily the most scoring done by Myakka City and the biggest margin here this summer. Mullis ahead 2-0. See, Mullis gets one to drive. She gets a change that misses high, 3-0. Now it'll be all take. At least it should be. We'll see Michaela Transu gives Mullis the green light. It is a take for strike 1. I mentioned Michaela Transu, the head coach for the Mocs. Volunteer assistant at Missouri. Part of that Tigers program that is eligible now for the postseason in 2021, thanks to recent NCAA news. Transu played at Hofstra from 14 to 18, then followed her head coach then, Larissa Anderson, out to Columbia. They are really putting together a good team. I was listening to one of the Out of the Box podcast episodes earlier today. It's a really solid Missouri squad that we talked about in that episode. Mullis fouls it back and out of play. They had a lot of young pitching in Columbia. They were really a pitch-by-committee team in 2020. But all those young arms, they got more experience, and they're bringing in apparently a couple really solid recruits. And, of course, they've got a killer offense. Jazz Brolin, Brooke Wilmus, I believe, is coming back. It's going to be a really scary team in the SEC, and I'm very excited to see Coach Transu at the SEC tournament next year in Tuscaloosa. Back here, another payoff to Alyssa Mullis. Swing and a miss. Second strikeout of a day for Mullis. 2 down here in the fourth. Kenna Wilkie spinning a gem right now. Now facing Emily Erickson. She singled in the second. Really solid piece of hitting. Just threw the bat out there and popped it in the Bermuda Triangle on the left. This time she misses the changeup. The 0-1. Too high, 1-1. Coach Transu joined by Camille Morgan, the assistant for the Mocs. high school coach in the area. Played a couple years of JUCO ball before a spinal injury ended her career, but giving back to the game, they gave so much to her throughout her life. And Coach Transu will be coaching the All-Star game. You've got 19 players on both sides, one team full of Pioneers, Slice, and Squeeze, the other with Mocs, Lynx, Impact, and Fast Pitch U. Kayla Transu, the head coach for the team with her players. I believe her coaching staff is Lindsay Fico and Kara Parker. Mario Hernandez, the coach for the other side. His coaching staff is Carson Gordon and Gina Snyder. Both head coaches got a couple of assistants. If you want to see the full-on rosters, D1 Softball has published an article, as has Justin's World. Extra Inning Softball has, and of course, at FGCL Softball on Twitter. 3-1 to Erickson. Chase the low change, full count. Boy, scoring in all of our games here in the FGCL has been hard to come by. Earlier it was a 2-0 win for Slice over Fast Pitch U. It's 1-0 here, 1-0 Impact over the Lynx on the other field. Payoff to Erickson. That one is roped out to left. Let's add some scoring. Emily Erickson with a 2-run homer. Or excuse me, the solo homer to tie this baby up here in the fourth. After her sister Kaylee had 2 homers against the Squeeze in the last game, Emily gets in on the action. Home run number 3 this summer, and we're tied. That was absolutely crushed by Erickson. A little up in the zone, just tomahawked it out to left. Been so used to the Mocs getting multi-run homers, I thought that was another, but instead just a solo shot for Emily, and now Kaylee steps in and fouls off the first pitch. Kaylee reached on an error in the second. Bases clear, 2 out, top 4. Tie game at 1 between the top 2 in the league, and uh-oh. Erickson gets hit and didn't like it. She'll head to first. It's Wilkie. Let one slip away right there. The Ericksons have now reached all 4 of their total plate appearances. And out comes Mario Hernandez. We've seen Wilkie have some issues with control. She's had games where she's walked as many as she's struck out, and she usually strikes out a lot of people. Right now just trying to respond after giving up the solo home run to Emily Erickson. Gabby Benson will try and keep the inning going. She struck out looking in the second, but she has shown power, especially when we've been streaming, by the way. I'll throw that out there. Ooh, outer edge called. Strike 1. Benson has 4 home runs this summer. 3 of them I think I have called. One was in a game during the slice we were not covering. 1-1 to Benson now. Wilkie, the 1-1. Oh, good pitch, 1-2. Wilkie trying to get out of it here in the 4th. Benson just stays alive. 1-2. See what Benson can get a hold of here. The 1-2 is straight up on the left side. Konselnick is there, and she makes the catch in foul territory for the final out. But the Mocs do answer. They're outscoring opponents 29-5 now in the 4th inning, and we're tied at 1. Mocs and Squeeze. Squeeze will try and answer themselves as we head to the bottom of the 4th here at Lakewood Ranch. We head to the bottom of the 4th. Mocs have tied it up. 1-1, and now the Squeeze will try and answer. 5, 6, 7 due up. Ricks, Johns, Wilkie against Maddie Davis. So far, throwing a 1-hitter. She's given up a run. It was unearned. She has walked 1 and struck out 5. Quick update from the other field. They're headed to the bottom of the 7th. It is 2-0 Impact over the Lynx. Lynx up at the top of the order due up, and it looks like Devin Flaherty's already reached, so we'll see if Lindsay Fico's team can find a way to fight back against the Impact. Lynx right now in 6th in the standings. A loss would bump them right back to 7th where they started the day. Here's Megan Ricks. Called strike. Ricks struck out in the 1st. Incoming freshman going to play for FGCU. One of the most beautiful campuses in the world, frankly. It's a good softball program, too. Almost got an at-large bid a couple years ago in the NCAA tournament. 0-2. Up top, Davis wants it. She makes a catch for out number 1. Alexis Johns hit a ground out in the 2nd. Oh for 1 night for her. That one slapped foul. As we've talked a lot about the 3rd meeting between these two this summer. Squeeze won game 1 3-2. Mocs won game 2 8-2. Both are locked into their seedings for the tournament. Mocs your regular season champs. Squeeze has the 2 seed. Right now playing for pride, though, and playing for the rivalry because I think almost heightened by the fact that these teams have seen each other the least, at least compared to other opponents on their schedules. It's turning to a pretty good rivalry. Erickson at first in time by a step. Johns got down there in a hurry, but Emily Erickson was quicker, 2 away. Now Kenna Wilkie reached on an error, scored back in the second. Wilkie in on the hands, over to Schubert, makes the catch. 4 out number 3. Very, very quickly. 7 pitches. And we're through the bottom of the 4th. Still tied at 1. Mocs will try and grab a lead as we head to the top of the 5th. Well, we're through 4. It is 1-1. This is exactly what we hoped for between these two. Again, this game, in the grand scheme of things, really doesn't matter that much, but it matters to these players, and we've seen that so far. Kenna Wilkie back out in the circle to pitch for the Squeeze. She's given up 3 hits scattered across 3 different innings, but one of those hits was a home run by Emily Erickson to tie the game at 1. She, as well, has struck out 5 batters. Just 1 walk, but hit by pitch in there as well. She starts off against Turgo, then Ginder, then back to the top of the order in Mac Leonard. Over on the other field, bottom 6, 2 on for the Lynx, and now 2 out. Down 2-0 against the Impact. Keep you up to date on what that means for the standings once that game goes final. We'll also let you know if the Lynx are able to get a big-time hit. Maggie Turga 0 for 1, popped out to second on the first pitch, back in the third. Let's see if she tries to wait a little bit longer. Takes first pitch strike. Turgo entered tonight, hitting .326 with 7 RBI. Couple doubles, 8 walks, 442 OBP. This week 1 for 5 with an RBI prior to the earlier pop out. One and one. Wilkie again, just for whatever reason, struggling a little bit with the wet dirt. Again, it rained a hefty amount earlier. Led to a rain delay in the fast pitch use slice game. One, 2 from Wilkie to Turgo. 2-2. Swing and a miss, and Turgo is set down by Wilkie. Strikeout number 6 for the Northwestern Wildcat. 1 down here in the 5th. Claire Ginder, 10-hole hitter. His first pitch foul. She struck out on 3 pitches in the 3rd. Chase Rise the whole time, but making an adjustment there, getting contact. Swing and a miss, just missed that one as Wilkie came lower there. 0-2. We've got an update over on the other field. We will give it to you in a moment, but it's quite interesting. 0-2 to Ginder. Holds off on the high pitch, 1-2. A 2 RBI double for the Lynx by the pitcher Lauren Hobbs, who started batting late last week. And they're tied at 2 in the bottom of the 6th. Lynx an impact with runners on 2nd and 3rd and 2 outs. Let you know if anything else changes over there. Ginder swings and misses. Sat down again, 2 away here in the 5th as Wilkie has struck out a pair. But back to the top of the order. And Mac Leonard, who is hitless today. Struck out in the 1st, walked in the 3rd. And she lays down a bunt. Wilkie's got it to 1st in time. For out number 3, Leonard trying to get crafty. Smile on her face as she heads back to the dugout, and Kenna Wilkie does a nice job in the 5th. We head to the bottom half of this inning. Squeeze and River Mocs tied at 1. We'll see the Squeeze come back on offense. Bottom of the order, due up. Heading to the bottom of the 5th. 8, 9, 10 due up for the Squeeze. Tied up at 1 with the Mocs. 1 versus 2 in the standings and in the tournament. Abby Stewart walked in the 2nd, her only plate appearance so far. Facing off against Maddie Davis, who has given up 1 hit. But that 1 hit was the RBI single by Jordan Cadleb in the 2nd. That run that scored in the 2nd was unearned. Now 1-2. Davis. Having a lot of fun out there. You can see it. Get Stewart out in front of that one. Remains a ball and 2 strikes to the Clemson product. Over on the other field, Impact making a pitching change. They're in the bottom of the 6th. It is 2-all. Impact and Lynx, bases loaded, 2 outs. Sajari Jones going to the plate. Stewart in play. This is a slow roller and a tough play for Quinones with the glove in time. Quinones full speed ahead. Picked it and got it to Leonard. A step ahead of Stewart. 1 down. Now Jordan Cadleb, the lone base hit of the day for the Squeeze. That was on 0-2 pitch. He lays down a bunt this time. That's beautiful. Fair ground, but nicely done by Erickson. For out number 2, that was a beautiful bunt by Cadleb. But Erickson reacted quickly, and it was a good throw to Leonard. And once again, we are just scooting right through the Squeeze offense. Summer Baker steps in now. She struck out in the 2nd. Strike 1. Mocs 19-1, winners of 15 straight. Squeeze 14-5. They're unbeaten this week. This is exactly the game we hope to see. Baker fouls it off. Another 0-2 upcoming from Davis. Inner half, got her looking. Strikeout number 6 for Maddie Davis, and the side is retired. Through 5, pitcher's duel, barn burner, all those words could describe the 1-1 tie we've got here. Heading to the top of the 6th. Mocs coming back to the plate. Heading to the 6th, 1-1 tie. Squeeze and River Mocs. Update from the other field, an RBI walk has given the Lynx a 3-2 lead in the bottom of the 6th, so the Impact suddenly will be down to their final 3 outs when they head to the 7th. It was a game the Impact led 2-0 pretty much the whole way, but led pretty much the whole way. They made it 2-0 in the top of the 6th. But 3 runs for the Lynx in the bottom half. It's giving them a chance to get a critical win. Here, it's 2-3-4 due up for the Mocs. Quinones, Schubert, and Jansen going up against Kenna Wilkie, who has pitched really well, been a little wild, thrown a lot of pitches, but has struck out a good number of folks, and again, just giving up 3 hits. One of those hits, though, was off the bat of Quinones, a beautiful infield single on a bunt that just died in the dirt. This is not a bunt. Quinones out to left. Way back, it's gone. No, it's off the It's a home run. Yeah, it is. Ari Quinones, you can keep on running. And the Mocs take the lead. 2-1 here in the top of the 6th. Not the most traditional way to do it for the Washington Husky. Gives Mayaca City the lead. And out comes Mario Hernandez to ask about it. I saw it bounce. It did bounce back in play. And now they'll talk about it. Here's the problem with it. Folks are saying if it hits the yellow, it's a home run. That's not technically true. If it hit the yellow on this side and then bounced off, it would just be a double or wherever it went. Now, it hit off exactly the top, which, by the way, props to Ari Quinones. I didn't realize that engineering and physics were critical majors for Washington softball. I mean, that baby bounced right on the fence. It did come back in the field of play. That's why Quinones stopped at second. I thought it hit something over the fence. That's why initially I was on team home run. But if it just hit the yellow, I think, and it came back in play, I think the ball is in play. I think we're doing a Google search of the rules right now. Frankly, this is nothing I've ever dealt with before. Never thought about it. What happens if the ball hits the top of the railing? Again, it's in that far left corner. The way that we are sitting, it's tough to see. Again, I thought maybe it hit the light pole and bounced back off initial look. They're saying it hit right on the yellow and then bounced back in play. Checking the rules. I'm doing my own Googling. I found one that is baseball related. The baseball part of it on an umpiring website says if it hits the yellow and rebounds into the field, it should be a live ball. Again, on first glance, I didn't have a clean look at it. I thought it hit off the light pole and came back in play, and yes, it is a double. Well, you can go back to second, Ari Quinones. That is the right call, I believe. Yeah, because if it did indeed, and again, I'd have to go back and look because the view is obstructed for us because of the dugout and the fencing, but if it did indeed hit the yellow and bounce straight back into play without hitting anything else, which I'm sure most of you that saw it live are saying, yes, Gray, that's exactly what happened, then it would just be a double. But, I mean, hey, it's not a home run, but it is a leadoff double for the Mocs, and we're still tied at 1 in the 5th for Lizzie Schubert, league leader in runs batted in. Again, I am marveled by the fact that that ball hit right on top of the fence. Don't see it every day. Schubert, foul. So just to reset everything, it is still 1-1 here in the top of the 6th. Oh, watch out. We are just getting a little bit of everything as the home plate umpire needs to go for a walk right there. That one came off like a rocket. Quick update over on the other field. Nobody out, top 7. Tying run is on for the Impact in the form of Maya Am. Now 1 out after a strikeout. 1-2 to Lizzie Schubert. Quinones at second after the leadoff double. Got her looking. Beautiful pitch from Kenna Wilkie for out number 1. Jenny Jansen. Wow, that was nicely done by Wilkie. Great movement. Froze Schubert. Now Jansen. Again, runner still in scoring position. That one way up. Jansen popped out to Wilkie herself in the second. Ground out in the 4th. As it looks like on the other field, that game's over. The Lynx defeats the Impact 3-2 thanks to 3 bottom of the 6th runs. We'll see how that changes things in the standings. 2-0. Jansen will look for one to drive here. Instead, the change floats in for a strike. That one up in the air. Kotzelnick makes a catch. 2 down. Alyssa Mullis has struck out a couple times here in this game. 0 for 2. Here she is with 2 outs. Runner still in scoring position. That's the best swing of the night from Mullis, 0-1. So with the Lynx victory over the Impact, the Lynx, who started today in 7th, have jumped all the way to 4th in the standings at 7-14. Impact with the breaker over the Pioneers in the 5 spot at 7-15. Pioneers 6 in the FGCL, 7-15. They play tomorrow. They had the off day today. FPU back to 7th, 6-15 here this summer. 0-1 from Wilkie. In the dirt, 1-1. Beautiful pitch. 1-2. Man, Wilkie had some issues with it briefly in the middle of this game, but the change has come back. The 1-2 against Alyssa Mullis. Did she go? Yes, she did. That's it. 3rd time Mullis has been sat down on strikes. And we head to the bottom of the 6th. Lots of drama in the top half. What in the world will happen in the bottom? Still tied up at 1. Squeeze and River Mocs. We head to the bottom of the 6th, and it's the top of the order. Due up for the squeeze, tied up at 1, Konselnick, Wolf, and Johnson. 1, 2, 3 against Maddie Davis, who, again, just to reinforce, has given up a single hit today, and she struck out 6 in this game. One of those victims, Stormy Konselnick, looking in the first. She's 0 for 2 today. Mm, 0-2 to Konselnick. What a start this would be for Davis if she can retire Konselnick, who slaps it foul. One. Single run for the squeeze on their lone hit. RBI single by Cadlib. That was in the 2nd. Konselnick waits on it right to Schubert for out number 1. Konselnick went to her knees and dug for that pitch low and away and hammered it, but right to the Mocs shortstop. 1 out. Very rare to see Stormy Konselnick be 0 for 3 on a day. Now we see Jordan Wolf, who's 0 for 2. Reached on an error in the 1st. Ground out in the 3rd. Oh and 2. That one over to Quinones. Nicely done, but there's nothing she can do once she was in the dirt. That's a single for Wolf, and thus ends a streak of 12 retired in a row by Maddie Davis. Jordan Wolf is on here in the bottom of the 6th for the 2 big boppers, Taylor Johnson, Nikki Cochran. It's Johnson first. She's 0 for 2. Strikeout in the 1st, a long fly out in the 3rd. I think it stopped a couple paces shy of the fence out in center. 0-1. Johnson calls time. That single by Wolf, by the way. The second hit of the ball game for the Squeeze. Beautiful. 0-2. Johnson reaches for it. Erickson gets the force. Not in time for 2. But Wolf is retired. 2 out now here in the bottom of the 6th. Cochran was hit by a pitch in the first, struck out in the third. That K, just the 6th time she has gone down on strikes this summer. It might sound crazy, considering how well Maddie Davis has pitched, but I'm going with the old unintentional intentional walk, or intentional unintentional walk, however you want to phrase it. Either way, don't give Cochran anything to hit here. Every hit she's had this week has been for extra bases. 3-0. Mocs fans don't like it. Again, I don't think walking Cochran here is the worst thing in the world. We've got Ricks on deck, who's 0 for 2, and she does not really have home run power. That's a walk to Cochran. Runners on first and second. 2 out here, bottom 6. Johnson at second, Cochran at first. Megan Ricks struck out in the first. Popped up to Davis in the 4th. First pitch. And on the hands, fouled back, 0-1. Oh, and 2. Two on for the Squeeze. 2 out. The 0-2 from Maddie Davis. Up top, 1-2. Mocs 19-1. They've won 15 straight. The series even at 1. Haven't seen a game between these two tied this late, though. Got her! Maddie Davis paints the corner to retire the side in strand 2. And the gamble to walk Cochran pays off as Ricks is sat down. We're through 6. We're still tied at 1. The battle of 1 and 2 continues to provide plenty of thrills. As we head to the 7th, Mocs will try and put something up that could stand. We'll see if they do so against Wilkie or a new pitcher as we head to the 7th. We head to the top of the 7th. Mocs and Squeeze tied at 1. Squeeze got their lone run in the 2nd on a Jordan Cadlib RBI single. The Mocs got their run on a solo home run by Emily Erickson in the 4th. Due up here in the 7th, Emily Erickson to lead it off. It's 6-7-8. Emily Erickson on a night where the typically potent Mocs offense has been somewhat subdued. Erickson is 2 for 2, single in the 2nd, and then, of course, that solo home run in the 4th. Nothing controversial about that one. It was fair. It was over the fence. Everything was fine. Here she is against Wilkie. Swung under that one, 0-1. Wilkie's given up 4 hits. She struck out 8. And by my count, she's only walked 1. 0-2. What a way to cap off our Thursday night coverage here at Lakewood Ranch. Just got a piece, remains 0-2. And new softballs coming in. We've seen that many times. Again, home plate is, I mean, it's like a single marshmallow in a sea of hot chocolate right now. And the dirt's starting to take it over. We had a lot of rain earlier today. Good job by Erickson waiting on the change. Stays alive, another 0-2 pitch coming. Just past 9 o'clock Eastern. In the 7th inning this year, the Mocs have outscored opponents 12-9. Squeeze has outscored the opposition 14-5. Stop shy in front of Kotzelnick. Still 0-2. This is a heck of a battle between Wilkie and Erickson. Just a high quality of softball. This is pitch 100 for Kenna Wilkie. Over to Kotzelnick. No, it goes to Ricks. And Ricks fell back. She's fine, but that's a base hit for Emily Erickson. She's 3 for 3 tonight. It was deep enough to where I think if Ricks had even been able to make a throw, Erickson would have beaten her out. But we'll see if the Erickson magic can continue. They've reached base every time they've been up. Emily's on. Here's Kaylee. Shows bunt. Lays it down. That's beautiful. Johnson to first in time. Baker doing a nice job covering. But that moves Emily Erickson to second. For a power hitter like Kaylee Erickson, that was as exquisite a bunt as you'll see. And also seemed to take the Squeeze defense a little by surprise. It took a hot second for Baker to get to first. But now a runner in scoring position for Gabby Benson. 0 for 2 night for her. Struck out looking in the 2nd. Flew out and foul ground in the 4th. Watch out. 0-1.
Hey, that's the swing. Keep going. Swing, baby. You got it, Gabby. Let's go, Gab.
Due up for the squeeze. In case you're wondering, it's 6, 7, 8 in the bottom of the 7th. Oh, and 2 to Benson. Glad you're with us here on Stream Live Tampa. Along with the entire crew, I'm Gray Robertson. Hanging out here at Lakewood Ranch High School watching some darn good softball between the top 2 teams in the FGCL. 0-2 from Wilkie to Gabby Benson with a runner in scoring position. Did she go? Yeah, she did. No, wow. They're saying she didn't. I thought for sure she went around. There was one earlier that was not that obvious that said she did go around, so it's fine. See if that gives Benson another life. 1-2 from Wilkie. 2-2. Emily Erickson's at second after the single, and then the beautiful sack bunt by Kaylee Erickson.
Come on, Jimmy, you got it, baby.
2-2. In the dirt. That is great work by Taylor Johnson to keep that from getting to the backstop. Full count. Time called as we clean everything off. We're going to need a pressure washer out here. The situation. Erickson at second, 1 out. Top 7, tie game at 1 between the top 2 teams in the league. Payoff to Gabby Benson. Foul ball. Good effort by Camille Morgan to try and stop it, but squirts past. Earlier in this at-bat, Benson, down 0-2, I thought went too far around. Umpires ruled that she didn't. She stayed alive and fought it to full. Payoff. Swing and a miss. What a pitch from Wilkie for out number 2. Wilkie took away the movement, went right down the pipe. Now Maggie Turgo. As I go through the mental Rolodex, I cannot remember the last time the Mocs were challenged this late in a game. It'd been easy running the last couple weeks. Turgo takes it high. Turgo's 0 for 2. Popped out in the 3rd, struck out in the 5th. She has 7 RBI this summer, a single RBI this week, and this summer against the Squeeze. 2-0. And out comes Mario Hernandez to chat with Kenna Wilkie. The slice earlier today defeated Fast Pitch U 2-0. A brilliant pitching expose from Shannon Sale. Gave up a single hit and struck out 14 This week, the Slice has struck out 38 in 3 games and 22 innings of work while only allowing 1 earned run. If that pitching staff pitches like that, they'll be the most dangerous team in the tournament. But these are the top 2 seeds. The Squeeze, the 2 seed. The Mocs, the 1 seed. Battling it out. It's been entertaining all the way through. Despite the low-scoring nature, this has felt critical, despite the fact that this game, in the grand scheme, really doesn't matter. Both are secured in the postseason, but it's about pride, and these 2 teams want to get the regular season edge over the other. Maggie Turgo's ahead in the count 2-0. This will be the pitch. With Erickson at second. Chased. 2-1. Turgo, I like her going for it, but Wilkie just missed. I think she missed her spot pretty badly there. Two one. Shows bunt, lays it down. That's a fair ball. No, it's not. It's a foul ball. Konselnick did the smart thing and let it go. 2-2. I thought for a second Konselnick was about to come in and try and do some fancy Patrick Mahomes-like throw. Instead, though, she waited the half second required to let it roll foul. Two count to Maggie Turgo. 2 gone, top 7. Emily Erickson at second. She's the run that would give the Mocs a lead. Swing and a miss. And Wilkie gets out of it. The Squeeze can walk it off. We head to the bottom of the 7th. 6, 7, 8 due up. Maddie Davis will be back in the circle to try and keep it going and force extras. 1 and 2 battling it out. And we are getting what we paid for as we head to the bottom of the 7th, still tied at 1. The third game has been a dandy. Third time is, in fact, the charm between these two. Tied up at 1. River Mocs and Squeeze heading to the bottom of the 7th. Squeeze will have 6, 7, 8 due up. Johns, Wilkie, and Stewart against Maddie Davis, who has pitched just an unbelievable game tonight. That went right back to Davis. 1 pitch. Oh, no, a little high. And the tag applied. Davis, it was a weird turn. She had her body contorted in an odd way. Had to do a lot of extra body movement to make the throw to first. But Leonard, it helps that she is pretty darn tall. She's able to go get it and apply the tag to Johns for out number 1. Now Kenna Wilkie, 0 for 2. Rishon error in the 2nd. Hard line out in the 4th. 0 and 1. She reached for that one. 0-2. Wilkie gets a piece, fouls it off. Nobody on, 1 out, bottom 7, tied at 1. Runs have been hard to come by all day in the league. Wilkie right back to Davis. Nifty. And the Squeeze have 1 out left to play with here in the bottom of the 7th. Maddie Davis almost out of it, trying to force extras. Abby Stewart, 0 for 1 night, ground out in the 5th. She walked in the 2nd. Stewart, that one is hit over to Schubert. And quickly once again, Maddie Davis gets through it. International tiebreak rules as we head to the 8th. Still tied at 1. Top 2 teams in the league. Showing why they're up there in this duel on Thursday night in Week 5 in the FGCL. Well, we are off to the 8th, and if this is your first time watching an extra inning game, it's the first time I've done an extra inning game since I think the Squeeze and Fast Pitch U contest back at Palmasola. But the way it goes is international tiebreak rules. So the previous batter starts off the inning at second base. That'll be Maggie Turgo, so she will head off to second, unless, of course, they use a pinch runner. And then it will be 10-1-2. Due up for the River Mocs. Tied up at 1. What a game this has been. The Squeeze struck first with a RBI single in the 2nd off the bat of Jordan Cadlib. The Mocs came back. A home run of the solo variety by Emily Erickson in the 4th tied it up. We thought for a hot second Ari Quinones had given the Mocs a lead in the 6th. I thought it went off the foul pole, bounced back in play. It was deemed to have hopped off the literal top of the fence and bounced back in play. Quinones was stranded at second. And that's the last time the Mocs have threatened. And now we head to the 8th. 10-1-2 due up. Again, international tiebreak rules. So Turgo will start it at second. It is Ginder, Leonard, and Quinones. And the duty here for Claire Ginder should be sacrifice, sacrifice, sacrifice. Move Turgo to third and set up an RBI chance for Mac Leonard. Which means if I'm Wilkie, rise ball, rise ball, rise ball. Try and make it as tough as possible for Ginder to put it on the ground. Instead goes pretty flat for strike 1. Ginder will be tagged. She's out. It hit her on the hand, but it went back in play, so it was a live ball. I guess a sack bunt for Ginder. Turgo did move to third, 1 out. Ginder going for a walk. I think going to see the trainer. Now she's back in the dugout, walking to the far side, taking a look at her hand. Keep an eye on that. But here's Mac Leonard. Leonard 0 for 2 tonight. Swing and a miss. She struck out in the first. She walked in the third. She had a little bunt attempt in the fifth. Trying something squirrely. Didn't work. But she came into the day with the best average in the league. 30 of 60. And she's now behind 0 and 2. This is exactly how you would have drawn it up if you're Michaela Transu. Leonard at the plate now, runner at third. And Quinones is on deck. And she's 2 for 3. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 11 for Kenna Wilkie. And down goes Mac Leonard for out number 2. What an outing. Kenna Wilkie, though, not out of it yet. Here's Ari Quinones. Other than Emily Erickson, she's had the best night at the plate for the River Mocs. First pitch. Wow, great job by Taylor Johnson to keep this game tied. Quinones popped out in the first, singled in the third on a beautiful bunt, and had the strangest double you'll ever see in the sixth. What can she do here in the eighth? With Turgo at third. Outside, 2-0. Up high, 3-0 to Quinones. Outside. That might have been the old unintentional, intentional. Quinones and Erickson have hit Wilkie the hardest. No reason to give Quinones anything to hit. However, you want Quinones to set up the RBI leader in the league, Lizzie Schubert. Now, to be fair, Schubert 0 for 3 tonight. Flew out in foul ground in the first, ground out in the third, strikeout looking in the sixth. But this is a great chance to add to her RBI number. It's 24 right now. Schubert! Up in the air. I don't think it's going to have enough. And making the catch is Cadleb for out number 3. It looked like Schubert had launched it. And she did. But it went higher and needed to go a little bit farther. The Mocs strand runners on the corners. Squeeze can walk it off again. We head to the bottom of the eighth. Still tied at 1. Top 2 teams in the league. to the 8th. What a game. Tied up at 1. Squeeze and River Mocs. Maddie Davis back in the circle. She is gone. 7 complete. 2 hits allowed. And as I do math and check the book, 7 strikeouts. She has walked 2. And she faces 9, 10, 1. Abby Stewart will start off on second because of the international tiebreak. Cadleb has the RBI single, the only time the Squeeze has gotten on the board. She lays down a bunt, though. Right to Erickson. Oh, no. The throw to first gets away. Stewart heads for third. Cadleb stops at second. Oh, no. Cadleb put harshly a bunt over to Emily Erickson. And for some reason, she looked over at Abby Stewart at second. And then looked at her longer. And that allowed Cadleb to get to first. The throw got away from Quinones. And now 2 in scoring position for the pinch hitter, Sarah Berfume. Foul tipped into the glove. What a mistake, my gracious. Erickson, I get trying to look the runner, but you can't stare at them. And you especially can't be indecisive in the bottom of the 8th. 0-2 to Berfume. Sarah Berfume. That's in play. Here comes Stewart. And the Squeeze walks it off. The pinch hitter gives the Squeeze a 2-1 victory in 8 and ends the 15-game win streak for the River Mocs. For Sarah Berfume, RBI number 3 this season. And a long day is over. In 8, the Squeeze defeats the River Mocs 2-1. I'm going to try and pull the stats up, but bottom line, we just got 2 incredible pitching performances. Kenna Wilkie will get the win. She gave up, as I do my quick math, and you see me doing it live, 5 hits, 1 run. It was earned. She struck out, I believe, 12. The losing pitcher, hard luck loss for Maddie Davis. She gave up 3 hits tonight. 2 runs, neither. Or rather, 1 was earned, and that was Stewart coming in the 8th. Wow. What a Thursday. It started off with the Slice beating Fast Pitch U 2-0, an epic pitcher's duel, and it ended with the Squeeze and extras beating the River Mocs 2-1. The Squeeze moves to 15-5 on the summer. The Mocs see their 15-game win streak end, drop to 19-2. They're both still 1-2. Mocs will be the 1 seed in the tournament. Squeeze will be the 2 seed. But what an epic battle. And if we see them again, it'll probably be for a championship. And I just hope it's something like what we just saw. What a day. We've got 1 more day of action here in the regular season before we get started with the All-Star game and then the postseason on Monday. Friday's games at 1 o'clock, on Field 1 at 5 o'clock, River Mocs and Slice. On Field 2 at 7, that will not be streamed, Lynx and Pioneers. And at 7 o'clock on Field 1, Fast Pitch U and the Squeeze. They've been involved in some dandies as well. So it should be a lot of fun. Wow, what an outing, what an evening. What a day overall here on Stream Live Tampa. For the entire crew, for the producer, Javier Nunez, I'm Gray Robertson saying good night and so long. Thank you so much for joining us. Thanks for staying up late. We got 1 more day of the regular season, and then it gets really interesting as we get into the All-Star weekend and the postseason. Again, thank you so much for hanging out with us on Stream Live Tampa. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you next